Good morning.
Hi, how's it going? How's everyone feeling this morning? Good. Well, I am Missy Miller. This is Kayla Sandvig, and we are the social media team from RE/MAX headquarters in Denver, Colorado. And we're super excited to see you all here today. Thanks for joining the session. Where's the?
Can we get our slides up, please?
Oh, there we go.
Let me go back one. We got an important announcement.
Yes. Before we get started, there we go. So we want to ask you all to pull out your phone, and I would like for you to keep your phone out through my entire presentation. I want you to be able to go through Instagram and kind of see what I'm talking about. But right now I'm going to ask you to go to shortyawards.com. The social team, we're in the running as finalists for like the Grammys of social media, basically, for a campaign that we ran last year. And we're up against Coldwell Banker, so we would love to beat them. So if you'd like to go and vote, we really appreciate you taking just that time and effort to do that for us.
And don't forget to buy your miracle masks.
Yes.
That's what the campaign
That's what the campaign is. It's miracle masks. If you don't have one yet, really great program. I'll tell you a bit about it while you kind of go and vote here. But Miracle Masks is, we worked with CMN with some kids. We had them do a contest and they drew some different designs for us. We did a social media contest where people voted for these masks, and then we chose the top designs and they were made into masks for all of us to wear. And 50% of those purchases of each mask goes back to CMN hospitals.
Back to your local
CMN hospital.
Yeah. So if you buy it here in Orlando and you live in Orlando, it's going to go back to your children's hospital in Orlando.
Exactly.
So
cool.
Great program.
Yeah. Thank you all for voting. Let's get started.
Oh, it's under, so if you go to industry, there's a real estate section. So you're gonna wanna like go to categories. That should be in like the top left-hand corner. You get a like little menu drop down, categories, industry, real estate. And then you're gonna see RE/MAX Miracle Masks in that program. If you guys can't find it, we will show you after the session.
Yes. Cool. Well, thank you all again. I would like to get started. Here's what we're actually here for today. Could I get a show of hands of how many people are currently on Instagram? Just have an account. Cool. Keep your hand up if you are using that every day. You're really active. Cool, yes. And keep your hand up if you have a business account already that you're active on. Awesome. So I think everything we're going to go through today is going to be for all of you, for people kind of just starting out with a business account and people who are already established and maybe you're on there every day working through things. So this is for all of you. And I want to build our businesses on Instagram. So I'm going to help you get started. And maybe if you are just starting out building your business account on Instagram, we'll walk you through that. We'll help to boost your brand through some tools and resources that RE/MAX offers. But also some tools and resources that I kind of use on our accounts. They're third-party accounts or apps. We will boost your brand through the content. Instagram offers a ton of different content variations, so we'll go through all of it. We will talk about increasing your traffic through engagement and measuring our analytics to see how our performance is going. My favorite part. It's your favorite. All right, so why should we use Instagram for our business? There are currently over 1 billion active Instagram users monthly, but only 30% of those users are business accounts, which that shocked me that we're not on there. Like there's not a lot of businesses on there. And Hootsuite, which is a reputable social media platform, they have predicted that by the end of 2021, 75% of businesses will be on Instagram using it. So that's a really big jump. And I don't want all of us sitting here to be sitting back and watching that happen. I want to dive in. I want all of us to really be successful with our business by using this platform. So here are some of those tools and resources that I was just mentioning. Again, if you have your phones out, please take the time to take a photo. For those of you joining us at home, thanks for tuning in. Take a screenshot of this. I want all of you to be able to kind of reference this afterward or while we're going through so that you know what to download. And Kayla, what are some of your favorites that people should maybe focus on?
Yeah, and you can also download this entire presentation in the app. So if you have it here in person and maybe you're sitting too far away and you can't see the screen, she's gonna have some great resources. My favorite, if you were at my session on Monday or Tuesday, wow, the week has flown by. Photofy is a really great app. I'm sure most of you are on Photofy using it. It's a very highly visual platform. So of course we want high quality visuals. And then Megaphone by Remax. We are not going to talk about paid during this session, but Megaphone has really great tools and resources that are compatible with Instagram. There's a lot of new updates out there. So check it out if you haven't already. My two favorite apps are obviously Remax related, for no apparent reason at all.
Because we work for Remax, that's why. All right, hope you all got your photos. If you didn't, this entire presentation is available after, by the way, so don't feel like you have to frantically take notes. I can send it to you, or you can also find it on the R4 app. So let's get started on where we get started, how we get started with our business account. Two things that are very important are making sure that it is a public account and a business account, not a personal account. So a public account, why you want that is that the content that you are creating and pushing out, it's going to be pushed out to people outside of just your current audience. If it's private, which is if you have that little lock symbol next to your handle, your username, that means you're private. You can change that in your settings. It's really easy. But if you're private, your content is just going to your current followers and the people who are already in your sphere. And that's not going to help you to grow your business and to push yourself out there. And then the business account. Why use business account instead of just our personal account? Well, you have the option for running promotions, running ads. You have an insights tab so you can look at everything that's going on behind the scenes. You have the shopping feature if you want to use that. We could use that. We should use that for Marketplace, honestly. And then you have this little professional dashboard if you get lost along the way or you need some of the extra steps. You need to remember what we're going to talk about today. Instagram does have a resource there for you to guide you through. And when setting up your account, make sure that your profile picture is either your professional headshot or the Remax logo. If you're in office, maybe use the Remax logo. Add in your bio, make sure you've got your name, you've got your title, your office name, and then add in like a little personal bio, something that's either the Remax values, or it could be something a little more personal to you that shows people you're the face behind the brand. And finally, you're gonna wanna add one link. Instagram only offers one link in your bio. So something that I like to use is the URL shortener. It's found on Maxenter. And what that would do is just, it makes sure that you don't have this really long link at the bottom of your bio. You go and use this shortener and it shortens it down, and then you can customize the back end. So like if it was Kayla Sandvig's website that she's linking to, it would be Remax/Kayla Sandvig. So it just looks more professional. And then another good resource that I like to use, it's called Linktree. It's an app that you can download, and it allows you to have one link that then it then pushes people out to multiple links. So multiple links are hosted within this one, and how it works, people click on it, takes them to a page, and that's where you could have your website, your Facebook, your YouTube, your blog. You can have anything that you want in there to link to. So little trick.
Little trick. You only get that one link in your bio.
I know. I need to update that. All right, we're just going to kind of cruise through these brand guidelines really quickly. You can find these on the marketing portal in Maxenter. And if you're just creating content, make sure that you're kind of sticking to the brand guidelines, some of the typography, the color palette. And on the next page here, we've got the logo. This is something really important. We updated our logo, as we all know, in 2017, and we just want to make sure that we're not using the older logo or doing any of these things with it? Kayla, I know you've seen some weird stuff with the logo.
Yeah, just because we all gained the COVID-19 does not mean the balloon has, folks. So you don't want to stretch her out or him out. I don't know if he has an acronym.
I don't know.
No busy backgrounds, don't use it inside O's. If you have any questions about any of the brand guidelines, because I know we just blew right through them, you can always email product support and they will let you know if you are violating any of the brand guidelines.
Perfect. All right, let's talk about our content. There's a lot of content coming up we're going to go through. The first one is our in-feed content. If you're on Instagram, you know this is, it's the main portion of Instagram content. It's where Instagram started. This is the content when you post something, it's in that feed that everyone's scrolling through, and then it lives on your profile in this little like grid system. So the type of content that could be really great for you all to use for this, one would be listings, listing photos, videos. You're already getting that content for your website or for what you put on YouTube. So repurpose that content. There's so many ways that you can post on Instagram that repurposing is really going to help you. It's going to help you save time. And then educational photos, videos, infographics, anything that's going to help your audience learn or give them tools and resources is going to be something really great to put out. Quote graphics. I pulled this one from Adam Contos. He loves his quote graphics. I love quote graphics. If you have a podcast or you listen to a podcast or you read something, heard something really inspiring, motivational in the industry, you can just kind of recreate that, like pull the quote, put it into a graphic, easy piece of content to create, and it's something that resonates with your audience. And the final thing is testimonials. I have a little video here to show you.
I am Shauna Gilbert from RE/MAX World Headquarters in Denver, Colorado. I have been with RE/MAX since July of 2010, so 10 and a half years. I was not with the previous brand. I was actually in finance. And I'm with RE/MAX because both my mind and my heart tell me I'm exactly where I need to be. Working. My name is Shauna Gilbert, and I am RE/MAX.
So this is a campaign that we're running right now called I Am RE/MAX, and it's pulling in all of these testimonials from people all over the RE/MAX brand. So for us, this works really great. It's all of you talking about why you're with the brand, why you're here, how long you've been here. But for your content, these testimonials could be great, getting them from broker owners, from your agents to speak on your office culture and how that is. Or for agents, you could get testimonials from your clients, something where they're speaking to your business, they're talking you up a bit, and it's content that they'll create and then you get to use. So very easy. All right, this is our profile, what I was talking about with that little grid system. Keep in mind when you are posting content that you're mixing up the content. You've got those videos and photos and infographics and graphics and everything in between. Just keeping it mixed up. When people come to your profile, they're going to see a lot of different content that they can engage with. It doesn't all look the same. So, and two things that are really important with your content in general are quality and consistency. So with quality, if you're gonna maybe put some of your time and money into getting a nicer camera that you can use so that you've got those sharp images and quality audio, that's great. We also all have smartphones and we use those all the time. They have great cameras too. So just make sure that your content is quality, it's in focus, sounds good. And then the consistency, in our page, you can kind of see, we've got like the same color schemes going on, the same look. And this just shows when people come to our page or see our content, they're like, oh, I know that, that's the RE/MAX brand account. Like I can tell that's a RE/MAX account. And don't go too crazy into like thinking about, okay, I need this to look perfect. I need it to look a certain way. Just try to make it consistent and professional. And here is an example of something that I just wouldn't want to see. It would be all of your content being the same. So these are listings and it's engaging content and they're awesome listings, but we wouldn't want it to just all be listings because people are gonna get tired of seeing that content all the time. So just switch it up, make sure you're getting all that quality, consistent content in there. And then I want to talk a little bit about editing our photos. That's just an easy, tiny step you can take to set your content apart from those other 1 billion plus active monthly users. So I do have this short little video here. I'll talk you through it. This is an easy way just to edit your photos. I use an iPhone, so this is on my iPhone, but this is just in your photos section. You can press edit and I don't know, just change like the brightness a little or boost the contrast. Just do these little tiny steps to set your content apart. It's showing people that you're putting your time and effort, that extra step into your content. And the second video in the middle here is showing, this is actually, I'm in Visco, or no, I'm in Lightroom here, but Visco and Snapseed, which are 2 other apps you can use, also have this option. I'm creating presets. And what this does is just help me with my time. So if I edit a photo a certain way, I can save the way that I edit it and save it as a preset. There's just an option at the top. You'll say save as preset. And this helps with your consistency because when you go back to edit photos for months and months to come, if you want them to kind of all have that same look and feel, you just hit that preset you created and now the exact same edits are on that photo. And this last little video just shows the difference between an edited and unedited photo. Again, the unedited, it's a beautiful listing, really beautiful picture, but showing that you just took that extra time and care into boosting your content, it's just going to be more engaging. People are going to trust your content, keep coming back for more. And here we have the Remax Hustle Video Editor tool. This is a really great thing that Remax offers. I'm going to let Kayla speak to it. She loves to use it.
I love all the Remax tools.
Me too.
Yeah, the Remax Hustle Video Editor tool. It is a mouthful. You can just call it the Hustle Editor tool or the Hustle Video tool. It is when you're taking that video content that you're taking on your phone, because maybe you don't have a really highly produced camera like Missy does, you can put it into the Remax Hustle Video Editor tool. You can, the great thing about the new tool is that you can export into Instagram stories. That's 16:9 version that Missy's going to talk about later. And you can also export to the 1-to-1. You can add stickers, you can add text. It's just a way to kind of, again, Missy's talking about jazzing up the content. It's a way to take that, you know, basic phone video and just jazz it up a little bit to get those 1 billion users to stop scrolling.
Exactly. And I love this too. It's really easy to use. Would recommend you try it out if you haven't. Here we've also got Photofy. So I just like went through all these steps of editing and your photos and your videos. Photofy is available to Remaxers for $4 a month. It's available to like the general public for $7 more. You're saving $7 by getting this $4 a month value. And this is a really great resource for you because it's your one-stop shop. It's where you can go in. If you're not creating your own graphics, you can pull some that are already made. If you want to create your own graphics, you can go in and there are templates for you to do so. There are ways to put in photo collages and to edit your content. And then we have stock photos. So if you're not out there taking pictures all the time, we have stock imagery that you can pull, you can add text to, edit on your own. But it's a really great place just to go if you don't want to pull out all these other different apps and edit your content that way. You've got this. And here's a couple examples from within the Remax community that we really liked. We liked over there on the left, the good mix of content, the videos, the photos, graphics, infographics. And then we really liked the consistency of the other one over there on the right. Again, just consistent color scheme. You can tell they work for Remax. And again, she's not like obsessing over her feed, but you can tell it looks professional and pulled together. Here's some of our top content from 2020. Oddly enough, the New Year into 2020 post made the list. We obviously didn't know it was coming. We were all liking that photo, and now I wish that we had a big dislike button, but that's okay. We won't go there. But yeah, we've got a mix of graphics. We've got a mix of photos. People love the Remax balloon, so that's something that always does well. If you get your hands on some of those photos, I would use them. And then down there on the left, we've got a piece of trending content. So trending, it was popular at the time. Everyone was posting this style of post. We hopped on that trend and it made our top list for the year. So I would encourage you to kind of pay attention to what's going on in the Instagram or even other social media platforms stratosphere, and just pay attention to what's trending and hop on it. It might do well for you.
Oh, I pushed the wrong button.
Come
I
on.
was ready for it.
One
I wasn't.
I'm just kidding.
Too early.
I know. Okay, moving into Instagram stories. Instagram stories are just that. It's the storytelling portion of the platform. All of Instagram is visual. Stories is where you get to have some fun. You get to be creative. It's your behind the scenes content. It's the content that's showing your followers kind of your personality, who you are. Again, the face behind the brand. So what I have here is an example of a Instagram takeover style of story. So this is maybe you're covering an event, or this is what we're doing for R4 right now. We're making sure that we have an intro, which we can play this little intro. Missy Miller, I'm the social media manager here at Remax headquarters in Denver, Colorado. And today we've got something really fun planned. We're continuing to lift spirits around the world. So you want to make sure when you're putting this introduction into your takeover that you are introducing yourself, why you're there, let people know that they want to follow your story for the rest of the day and engage with your content because you have a story to tell. Adding in a hashtag is really useful. So for this, Lifting Spirits Around the World was a day hot air balloons went up in honor of our healthcare workers during the pandemic. So I got to go and cover that, and got to go up on the balloon too, but I explain why I'm there, what it is. It's relevant to the hashtag. They can learn a little bit just by clicking that. And then mix up your content again, add in some selfie style videos, normal videos, photos, add in some punchy copy to move the story along. And then you have these interactive tools like the poll up here. So interactive tools we'll get into a little bit later, but they're really fun to play around with. And they they create some more content for you that you can use. I'll explain more on that in a second. And then we have some Remax stickers and some GIFs that you can use just by typing Remax into like this, the stickers section, you'll find those. And the swipe up option, I hit on that a little bit earlier. For a swipe up option on your stories, what this is when you can put a call to action for your followers to swipe up, and it will take them to a link that can help them learn more about the event you're covering or whatever it is you want them to learn more about. So having that swipe up option, you do need to have a business account and you do need to have more than 10,000 followers. If you're already there, congrats, that's a really big milestone and that's awesome. I know also a lot of us are kind of maybe just getting started here with Instagram, or we don't have those 10,000 followers yet. A way to get around that is just to still put that call to action of, hey, go check this out. I want you to learn more about this, but go to my bio is what you would say. And then that biography, that bio section at the beginning I was showing you, that's where you can switch that one link, put it in there, and now you're pushing people to go find it there. So there is a workaround. And then I will show you in a little bit, if you do have the swipe up option, how we would do that. So the content for your stories, again, that quality content, you can use your camera. I choose to. I'm really into photography. I like to use it. But if you're just using your phone, this is the perfect place for it. You're holding your phone there. It's the behind the scenes content. It's showing your personality. It's very easy to just like pull out your phone and do your story. And I'm going to talk about how you can customize some of those layouts of your story to set you apart from others. So an app that I really like to use is called Unfold, and that's just my personal preference. But this first video that I'm going to show you is something you can do in Instagram that gives the same effect as Unfold if you don't want to get that app. So you can add your photo in Instagram, and then say we want to add some more content to that same slide. You go to your photos, you would copy the photo that you would like to use. You pop right back into Instagram, and it pops up as a sticker there. So you'd click on that sticker. Now you have extra content that you can put onto one slide. And I think that putting extra content on one slide is important because when you're doing a story, if you're doing a day-long event, you don't want like 50 slides of a story. People aren't going to stay that long. So if you can add more content to one slide, it's really great. Unfold is that little section there in the middle, and it just has all of these little templated options of where you can put in your photos, your videos, customize the way it looks. And then as you can see there, the final result, it just looks a little bit different than a normal Instagram story would. So it might capture people's attention. Something I did want to cover too is tagging. It's important to tag or mention people by doing the @ symbol, typing out their handle or their username. And this is important to do if you have someone in your stories doing stuff along with you, or you want to push people to, when we want to push to approved suppliers to give you guys resources, we want to tag them so that you know where to go. If there is an instance where you would want to tag someone but not have anyone see it, I did this to Kayla the other day. I got this cool photo of her and I put it on the Instagram Remax story. And obviously I don't want, it's not about you, Kayla.
Fine, it's not about.
So I didn't, I tagged her in it, but then I took that tag and I swiped it clear off the screen. So now no one can see it. They don't know I'm tagging Kayla in the story, but Kayla does have then the option to share that story. So when you tag someone, they also have the option to share it. And if you just swipe it off the screen, they still have that option. So that's kind of a little workaround, a little trick I like to use.
I did not know that until she gave me this presentation. So you guys know, and I did share it to my story.
Oh, there you go. All right, here are some of those examples we were talking about. The swipe up link is first. If you have this option, you're going to click the little link button and then copy and paste your link in, press done, and it's that easy. You would, and again, you can link to anywhere. It doesn't have to be a link to another place in Instagram. It can go anywhere. And if you do have that option, that's how you would do that. This next little piece is the interactive feature that I was talking about. So within that little button up there, that little sticker button, that's where you're going to find, you can tag location in here. This is where you can put in your hashtags, you can mention people, but you also have all these fun little things in here that they're like polls. You can run a poll and people can vote on things, and then you can share those results after. So that's the extra piece of content you're kind of creating for yourself by putting a poll out there, and then you can share the results later. Or there's a questions box. People can ask you questions or answer things if you ask a question, and you can see their responses and also share those. So there's a ton of different things in here. We got stickers. There's a donation button. We use that for CMN. People can donate to them right through our Instagram stories when we use it. I would recommend you go in here, play around. There's a lot of fun stuff you can use. And I think it's fun on the back end, even not even as a user, just on the back end, seeing the ways that people engage with that kind of content. And again, a couple examples. Kayla, why do we like these examples?
Sure. So location tagging, it not only, lets people know where you are, but it also, like, you will show up in the location tag if someone's searching that area. So we're all here in Orlando, we're at the World Marriott, you would be adding that location and someone could go and to that location and then see it. Everyone's posts that have been tagging. So that's a great feature. Obviously, that short, punchy copy. We don't want long form copy on Instagram stories. You only got a few seconds to get someone's attention. We have, of course, hashtags, probably my favorite thing. And then the question box, like Missy was talking about, is featured here. And then stickers, of course, another Remax tool that I love. And you can do the stickers. I usually search Remax Agent, because if you just search Remax, there's going to be a lot of network stickers that people have developed. But if you search Remax Agent in that stickers box, you're going to get all those official ones that we've created over the last few years.
And here's just a story that we liked. It's again the takeover style. Kristen Long did this with us last year for Invisaware. Let's give it a play.
Good morning. I'm Kristen Long with Remax Realty Associates in Champaign, Illinois, coming to you from my home office. And I am so excited to have you follow along with me today as I take over the Remax Instagram account and share with you about Invisaware. Got a busy day, so I'm excited and I hope that you'll follow along, and let's go.
So she had that great intro. She added all the interactive features, had this little ask box afterwards so people could ask her questions and she could answer them. So great job, Kristen. If you're here or watching online, we really liked it.
She's watching online. We love you, Kristen.
All right, last little thing with stories. Your stories are only going to last on Instagram for 24 hours. So if you want them to last longer, if it's informational, educational, or you just spend a lot of time on that story and you want to save it, you would use these highlights here. So if you've never created a highlight, there will be a plus button and you would click that plus button. You select the stories that you want to use, and then you can type in the title. And I would really highly recommend editing the cover photo, maybe make up a couple of graphics that you can put in place of what it automatically pulls. It's just gonna pull a random image from one of the slides you chose. And that's not always like great or professional looking. So maybe add a graphic or some text in there, spice it up a little bit.
Yeah, and something with this too is even though your stories only last 24 hours, if you do click a highlight, it's going to bring up all of your archive stories that you've ever created. So just because you maybe missed the mark and you're like, oh shoot, I really wanted to add that or save that, that option is still there with highlights. So you can see all the archive and then add it. I don't know, I think I've seen something up to like several years old on our stories.
Yep.
So
They all live in there. So for you to see. Okay, Instagram Live and Instagram TV. These kind of play hand in hand. They go together. Instagram Live is exactly how it sounds. If you click that button there, you are live to your audience. You're broadcasting to your audience as soon as you hit that button. So this is the place you want to be prepared with content. You want to be camera ready. Maybe you've written out a script and you've practiced it a couple times before you actually get on and go live. Once you are live, remember to pin your video title at the top. You have the option to, you press it and you can pin the title to the top. This is important with your engagement because if someone joins your Instagram Live halfway in and they don't see your title and you have tons of comments, they don't really know what you're talking about. And they're like, okay, well, I don't know what's going on, so I'll leave. But if your title's there, now they can be engaged. They feel like they're a part of the conversation. Make sure that you're answering questions during your Instagram Live. So you'll see some comments coming through. Maybe you see a question someone has that's relevant to what you're talking about at the moment. You can answer it live there for them. Also just makes your audience feel like you are engaging with them. And then when you are finished with your Instagram Live, you can save that to Instagram TV, which I'll talk about, but you can save it to Instagram TV. And you have the option when you're done, it says, do you want to save it to Instagram TV or do you not? If you click that you don't, it will just live there for 24 hours, but you can go and maybe screen record that content and then upload it to Instagram TV later. And then also make sure you're going and responding to your comments when you're finished. People might have unanswered questions or they're engaging with you. You want to go back and have that conversation with the people who just watched your video. Oh, and there's this new feature on Instagram Live. They just added it, I think, last week or 2 weeks ago, but you can add up to 3 guests to your Instagram Live. So it kind of looks like a Zoom call where you can pull in those 3 guests and they're in those little boxes with you. This is really great for adding people. Maybe you want to do an interview with someone or you've got an industry expert on who has something to teach your audience. Really great new feature. And Instagram TV. So again, this is where your lives will live if you choose for them to, but this is where your long form content is going to live. So anything from a minute to 60 minutes long, you can upload here. So it's a really great place to repurpose your content. If you have longer videos from YouTube, from Facebook, from your website, put them on here. Great place to just add some of that content you already have. And here's an example. is a much longer video than that. I just cut it down because I don't want to cut into my time with a 60-minute long video. But I really like this video because it was something that they had on their YouTube page, went through a listing, and they reused it. So great content to use here. Instagram Reels. This is kind of the opposite of Instagram TV. It's your short form content. So think like TikTok. And if you're not on TikTok, you don't really know what I'm talking about with this type of content. We have an example.
Hello, can you go? See you drop it to the floor. Hello, go. Go.
So it's just fun, like punchy content. You get to be a little more fun and playful, creative with it. And it's just these tiny little clips that you're creating that smush together into a short little video. And they are really trendy right now. The Instagram algorithm, which is what knows what Kayla likes to view. It knows what photos you like, what videos you like. So the algorithm will then start pushing Kayla the content that it knows she likes. And so this algorithm right now is really favoring Instagram Reels because it is a trendy piece of content. People are watching them all over the place. So I would suggest you just at least try this out. Try doing a reel. Maybe you like it, maybe you won't, but I bet you'll get some good engagement because it is trendy. And final piece of content on Instagram that you can use for your business's growth would be Instagram guides. Now, Instagram guides are a little bit newer too. They're the bottom option when you add content. And an Instagram guide is basically a blog, but it's visually driven because again, we're on Instagram, visual platform. The visuals within this blog style content are coming from either your feed or from someone else's feed. So you can use your own posts you've already created, or you can search. You can search in the little search box once you go into guides for different styles of content, and it'll bring up posts from other people. So something to be wary of if you are using this feature is if you're pulling from other people that it's not your feed, you want to make sure it's a reputable site or that you're pulling from someone where you want to check their post and just make sure, you know, their message behind the post isn't anything bad or they haven't commented anything bad. You want to make sure that you're doing your research when pulling things so that when people can click on that image, it will take them to that location. You want it to be a good location for them to go to. But other than that, it's just really easy. You would add in your title, your blog copy, and you're done. And something that you could really do with this, we've got our 8-step guide to the home buying journey. You could do something like this. It's a guide toward clients, or it's a guide for your agents in your office to learn something. So would recommend trying these out too. We've only done one so far.
Yeah, and you can rip this one off right off the Instagram account for Remax.
Yeah.
Copy and paste, take the same images if you'd like. Yeah, and our first one, done.
Exactly. Our content is your content. We're here for you. So we just talked about a lot of different things that you can do. And if you're running maybe your Facebook or you're on Twitter, this just adds so much more to do and to post about, right? Well, this is our everyday job, and these are the suggestions we're giving you. I know that you don't have all the time that we do to post things because this is our full-time job, but we do have these suggestions that we think you could follow. If you don't, find the pieces of content that fit best for you and your business and really hone in on those. But for your in-feed content, I would say once per day. I know 7 days a week is crazy having to post that much. So let's shoot for like 3 times minimum per week. And then for our stories, 1 to 10 times per day. I have that number because I say once per day. I want you at least to do 1 every day. It creates that consistency. People want to come back and watch your story because they know you post every day. The 1 to 10 number is if you're doing those takeover styles of stories. stick between like 3 and 10 slides. I know we haven't been following that for R4 because huge convention all day long. So we've had somewhere between like 15 and 20 slides. But for your business and what you're going to want to do to get that engagement from those outside and looking into your page, between 3 and 10 slides would be great. Your lives and Instagram TV, once per month is the sweet spot. Gives you time to really prepare for those lives and to find new content to repurpose for your Instagram TV. Reels once per week. Again, I want you all to just go and try these. Just try one. Maybe it makes you feel a little uncomfortable. I feel uncomfortable doing reels sometimes, but then you see that engagement and it's kind of cool. For guides, I would say once per month or quarter. Again, I mean, we're not all writers. We don't all like to blog, but this could be a really useful piece of content for you to have, a useful resource for your followers to see. So would say once per month, once per quarter, if you're not really big into writing. And scheduling and consistency. I had it on the last slide, but it's there's an app called Later, there's an app called Planoly, and these can help you with scheduling. It is subscription based, but what it can do is help you to schedule your in-feed content. You can't schedule your stories or your lives or Instagram TV, but your in-feed content can be scheduled. And batching your content is a really great way to schedule. You would pull maybe some content you know is consistently coming in. So like for us, we do Fantasy Home Fridays. And we get content from all of you for these luxury homes that we like to post. And we just tell ourselves, we know we're getting these in so we can kind of schedule them, batch them all out at once, and we post them every Friday. So that keeps us accountable because we're like, okay, we need to post every Friday. People are looking for it. And it also creates just some consistency. And it's kind of easier on us because we already know, all right, that's one post out of the way. We don't have to think about it. And now we're on to the next content we're planning.
And if you have a luxury listing that you'd like to be featured on the Instagram account, you can email us at socialmedia@remax.com. It's actually really hard for you guys, like we are searching for this content and no one's emailing us. So please, out there in the world, if you have luxury listings, send it to us. We'd be happy to share it on our Instagram account.
Yes, we love posting those. Formatting, we get a lot of questions on this. How should I be taking my photo and video? Should it be vertical? Should it be horizontal? For your stories, your lives, Instagram TV, and Reels, vertical is going to be the best way because that's the way you're viewing it on your phone. It's up and down. It's taking up the whole screen. So shooting that way for those different pieces of content within Instagram is going to be your best way of approaching it. Horizontal, that's best for in-feed, and it can be good for your stories if you add it into one of those templates I was showing you earlier, like in the Unfold app or something like that. And that just helps to fill in that blank space that would be above or below that horizontal video. So that's a little workaround on that. And with your in-feed, just keep in mind, the ratio is 1:1, so it's a square, but you do have the option to like zoom out and then it's back to that rectangle look on the feed when people are looking. But when you go to your page, everything's going to kind of show in this little box. So if there's something that you don't want to get cut off, just keep that in mind when creating your content. Increasing our traffic, connecting and engaging with our community. This is a really, really big step that we need to take when we are active on a platform. So the first part of this little twofold thing here is community management. Make sure that you are getting on every day and going and looking at your comments on your posts, that you're looking at your DMs. You want to make sure you're responding to people in a timely manner. If they have a question, you want to answer it. If they have an issue, you want to solve it. And some people are just on there to interact with you and they like your content and they want to comment and they want a response from you. So go in, be the person behind the screen there and let them know I'm not a robot, like I'm a person back here. We can have a conversation. So be a little playful, or not playful, still professional, but respond to people in a way that makes you feel personable and human. And same goes with your DMs, your messages. Second part of our community engagement is going to be tracking locations and hashtags. Now this can get a little bit confusing, so I do have a video, but before we go into that, you can use #IfyMe, hashtags.org, allhashtags.com to go and search for trending hashtags. And if you want to take a picture, here are some of our top hashtags that we use because they're Remax related or they're just real estate related. Those are kind of the top hashtags right now for us that get us the most engagement or help us to find people who are engaged in the same type of content that we're engaged in. So here's this video. Here's how you can track these. You would type your trending hashtag up here into the search bar. You can do this with location as well. I could type in Orlando, Florida, and posts are going to pop up. These are not from people I'm following, not from people that are following me. These are just people using those hashtags or that location that I searched. And then I am taking that first initial step. I'm taking the initiative to reach out to them and comment something on their post. And this just makes people feel kind of like important. They're like, oh, Remax or this agent or this office has commented on my photo. Who are they? Maybe I'll go check them out. And now you have a new follower, maybe you have a new client. Just taking this extra step to reach out into the community that you don't even, they're not even a part of your community yet and you want them to be, that's going to help you to grow on Instagram. And measuring our performance. This is Kayla's favorite part. She loves her analytics. She's always telling me to look for certain analytics and we work on that together. But what's really great about Instagram is that you can find insights on any post that you make on Instagram, on anything, and on your page in general. You can see how all of your content has done. So I do have an example of, this is what our stories would look like. If you go into your stories and you were to swipe up, you can see your insights for that. And it's really cool to know how your content is doing. You can see you can see how many people have like gone back to watch it again. You can see who's gone forward because they want to keep watching it. Or you can see who's swiped forward completely because they're like, this isn't engaging, I don't want to watch this. And that's where you would grow because you need to know that your content is engaging. And same with your posts. Over here, I will let Kayla speak on. If you went to her session, she talked about vanity metrics. And this is just something important to keep in mind.
Yeah, so we all have heard the rumors that likes are going away and they're maybe not as important. And they are a little important in the sense that it's nice to have a few thousand likes on a photo, but it really just takes 2 seconds for someone to like a post, right? They're just double tapping. What takes more time is a comment, maybe a share. Maybe your content is so compelling that they're taking action by doing more than just a double tap on your photo. If you're having more comments, you're having more shares or even saves, someone wants to save that post, that's the far little ribbon looking button. That's saying that person likes your content so much they want to come back and see it later. So those are actionable metrics. Likes, those are the vanity metrics. And again, they all play together, but I don't know, I guess the likes are what they are, but if you are looking at comments and you know that your content's engaging and maybe at some point that person might leave Instagram and go to your website because your content's so engaging.
Exactly. And Kayla likes to say, you don't know where you're going unless you know where you've been. So just looking at your analytics, looking at those insights is going to be really important so that you can see what's keeping people around, what maybe isn't doing so well. You're putting your time and effort into creating the content. You don't want to be making all this content just for it to not be doing well. So if you realize maybe certain type of videos aren't performing well, move on to something else. You don't have to stick to the same content that you've been going with. So just check everything, learn and grow from it. You can also, on your entire page in general, just look at different time differences. Like, so you could look at the past week or the week before that, and then you can compare how's this week doing versus this one. And maybe why is that? Did I post more of this type of content or did I just not post enough in general that week? And that's how you can kind of just play around, see what's working, see what's not, and grow from there.
And why it's important to have a business account over a personal, because personal is not going to give you these insights. Your business account will be.
Yep, business account is where you find insights. And we made it. thank you all for joining. Just remember to plan your content out. It's going to save you your time. It's going to be so much easier if you're planning and scheduling. Be yourself. Show people you're the face behind the brand. You're a human too. You're not just a robot on a screen. Use the entire platform because I just think it's going to get you the best engagement. If you spread yourself across the whole platform, you're really building your business up within Instagram. Connect with your community because engagement is so, so important. Letting people know that they're heard, that you're there to connect with them is really what they want to know. And keeping track of how your content is performing is how we grow. So again, I'm Missy Miller. This is Kayla Sandvig. We're your RE/MAX social media team. I think we don't have a ton of time for questions. So why don't we send, if you have any questions, please send them to either one of our emails up here. We'd be happy to spend some extra time back here and just get back to you quickly on any questions you might have. You can find this presentation in the RE/MAX app. But if you would like to, if you can't find it or something like that, I can email it to you if you just let me know. But yeah, thank you all so much for joining. Don't forget to take the session survey. This is my first R4. I'd love to know how I did. Thank you.